Hi, Dr. Joe, to talk a little bit about blood pressure. Everybody knows about blood pressure. It's been so unchanging and constant over the years, so everyone feels that they know all about it. But everything has changed. We have a new way of measuring blood pressure. We have a new way of measuring arterial integrity. It's something as if you were having a cardiac catheterization. It's that consistent. It's so consistent that the FDA says it's equal to the cardiac catheterization with a variable factor of 99.0007. So that's just virtually exact. So first you should know about the testing. Then I will talk a little bit about the rest at another time, but the testing is important to see. The testing shows things you've never seen before. Like I say, it's like an arterial catheterization. So here we look at something that we are looking at to see how well everybody looks. So the first thing we see is, and I'll put, hopefully you can see it and hopefully hear me, see the waveforms that are available here. You see them across the top. That's only the summary of 300 beats. It's actually 500 that are taken while you're lying there getting the machine working on you. And this gives a reading that the first 100 are thrown away, the last 100 are thrown away. And so what you see in here is the middle of the 300 that are kept. What we see on the next page here, so to speak, is a waveform. This is not a normal waveform. This is something, as you can see it, you see on that hump that goes up at first, that's the wave stroke of the heart beating, the first part of the beat. Then there's that place on top, and then there's a sort of little bump right over, just over the top. That is abnormal. That says there's something in the arteries, like plaque, like inelastic arteries, that is doing something bad that is not right for your arteries. Well, what does that mean? And over on the other side, we can see there's a lot of other things written, but I'll show you the other graph to explain it a little better. So here is what it's out as a graph, and what you can see is there's red lines in the middle, and it's hard to see, but there's a green line, which is the median line that runs between the two red lines. Down below you see an age, and over on the other side we can see various numbers representing various numbers in the heart, things that we're looking at. And this is looking at what's called the CASP. CASP, you can see above in the printing, that's central aortic systolic pressure. So what's that? Well, that's the only thing we look at these days. We used to look at systolic, diastolic. We always knew that diastolic was the worst to have up. Turns out that's all wrong. Turns out that the way we've been measuring people's blood pressure has been all wrong. You know, you pump it on your biceps, pump, 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 and you get values that are, you know, systolic, diastolic. But you know what the problem is? It's only measuring the blood down in the forearm. You're measuring how high the blood pressure is as the blood forces through, and the doctor's reading that little thing as you escape from the biceps and go into the forearm. So the forearm pressure is what's being measured. And it was thought, yeah, that's pretty good for everything. No, it's not. Of course it's not. That's not real measurements. But this is what we're talking about. So as you can see, there's a new way of working on these things. And you will have seen before this particular situation that I've explained, you will receive a little discussion about treatment, which is really important, because blood pressure is all different now, and it really is your time to know what that's all about.